guys, welcome or welcome back to Randomly Random. I am Boame, your internet bestie. Today, we are watching and reacting to a 2000 film titled Little Nicky. The plot: his dad rules hell. His mom is an angel, but he is a loser. Get your snacks ready and let's get into it.
This is Movie Shortens. Follow us today to the movie titled Little Nicky. Be aware, there are spoilers. There is a man sitting on a tree with a setup like he's having dinner. He takes a sip of wine and slowly spies a very hot lady from her bedroom's window. As he is very satisfied with the scene, her son enters. He makes a phone call to their house and requires the son to get out of the room. Just then, the lady spots him from the window. The man gets a slingshot in the eye, dropping from the tree. Within minutes after that, he finds himself floating in a cloud pool. He ends up going through the wall of soul in hell. Nicky, the Satan's sweet son, enjoys the rock music before the demon assistant, Jimmy, walks in. He tells Nicky to come to the throne room under his father's order. Nicky has two brothers, Adrian, the most intelligent, and Cassius, the silly but strongest. They have hated Nicky and mind-controlled him for fun since he was born. Nicky has a speech disorder caused by Cassius. He hit Nicky in the face with a shovel, making his jaw deformed. Seeing Cassius hurt Nicky again by mind control ability, Satan walks in and punishes him. The father and sons join a meeting to decide who would be the next successor for ruling hell. Satan says it is difficult for him to decide who keeps the throne among the three sons. He thinks the sons need more time to learn about the balance between the good and the evil. Therefore, he'll keep the throne for himself. Pleased with Satan's decision, Adrian and Cassius decide not to serve in hell for the next 10,000 years.
Did they really think Satan was just going to give up his seat? Have they heard of Satan? I mean, do they know Satan? I know he's their father, but have they heard of him? Okay, weird.
The two then come up with their own evil plan, coming up back to the earth and creating their new hell. The two then run backward to the Wall of Soul. As they jump over it, the wall becomes frozen, blocking the only entrance to hell. When getting the bad news, Satan lets Nicky know that his brother's action would make him die. If the Wall of Soul is blocked, there are no more evil souls coming. This causes Satan's body to begin decomposition. To stop them, Nick is sent to Earth. He will have to find his brothers and trap them in a silver flask. Nicky has left.
Guys, if we've watched the full movie, can you let me, is this a comedy? Is this a because I'm not sure why, but I can't sense any form of seriousness with this plot. Or even with the acting. I know we are not watching the full movie, so we can't really hear what they're saying. But to me, it seems like some comedic sort of thriller. Let me know. Is it a comedy? Let me know, okay?
Than a week to save Satan. Returning to Earth, Nicky has difficulties staying alive. He is killed and sent back to hell several times. Upon getting back, Nicky meets a talking bulldog called Mr. Beefy, who is his father's best friend. Nicky seems very scared of the real world and rushes to find his brothers. Beefy tells him that it is not easy to find them because they can possess people and become different from their original appearances.
Oh, so the dog is talking to him now in front of millions of people in the middle of an airport, and he's dressed like an alien from another world. Yeah. I'm sure the earth has tagged him as crazy already, and somebody should call the security at the airport immediately because what is happening?
At first, Beefy teaches Nicky to put on warm clothes and eat food. He then takes Nicky to share an apartment with a struggling actor named Todd. Knowing that Satan is running out of time, Nicky holds the flask and forces anyone he sees in the street to take a sip, aiming to expose his brothers. Nicky gets hit at every single attempt. Meanwhile, Adrian and Cassius
Okay, we get it. He's not used to human life. And so I don't think he knows that just grabbing somebody off their bicycle is false imprisonment or kidnapping. Clearly. Let's just establish that because what? Is this a comedy? And is that Adam Sandler? Is that Adam Sandler? Is it Jennifer Lopez? Is that Adam Sandler or Ben Affleck? I'm confused. No, I think it's Adam Sandler, right? Am I getting the name right?
As religious and political leaders to join their scheme. Poor Nicky has been very enthusiastic to find his brothers, but he's been failed and become exhausted. While sleeping, his flask is stolen by an old man. Nicky wakes up and panics knowing that his flask is gone. Luckily, he runs into the flask at the man's open fair. When he asks the man to give it back, the man threatens him. Nicky gets to see Valerie, a design student. While the couple are walking together, Adrian spots Nicky across the street. Nicky wants...
I'm confused. They just met and they're already a couple. You know the funny thing, I was just about to say, is this the kind of movie where like he came from hell and he meets a girl on earth and decides to stay for the girl? Is this how the plot is going to go? And where is his mom? Because the plot clearly said his father is rules hell, or his father is the devil, his mom is an angel, but he's a loser. Where is his mom? And how does the first scene that was showed with the woman who was undressing and the man sitting on a tree, how does it relate to this? Because I feel like, I don't know, were they two separate scenes, or will all of it come to some form of like conclusion, understanding at the end? Because I still don't get how the first scene of the movie relates to everything else that has gone on in hell. Let me know, guys, if you've watched the full movie before, because I am lost.
Again is mentally controlled, scaring Valerie away. Adrian makes Nicky go to hell one more time by setting him up with a car accident. At home, Nicky encounters his brothers possessing other political and religious VIPs in the city on TV. Beefy decides to teach Nicky how to release the wickedness inside him. While learning, Todd enters the living room. He asks to use the TV for the basketball game. Just then, Nicky sees Cassius on television, possessing the referee of the game. Nicky immediately runs to the court to capture Cassius. Taking this opportunity, Nicky starts to use his evil power, trying to defeat Cassius with his great performance on the court. Nicky then tricks Cassius to take a sip from the flask, eventually tapping one of his brothers inside. Impressed by Nicky's talents, metalheads John and Peter decide to become his forever fans.
What the genie in the bottle is going on here? What just happened? Okay, I'm just going with the flow because it clearly feels like this movie is a comedy, because I can't take this plot seriously. I really cannot. My mic was almost falling. I really can't, okay?
After the game, Nicky brings his fans to the apartment. They soon bond with Todd and Beefy. The group have fun time together as good friends. They also encourage Nicky to find Valerie and apologize to her. Nicky then gets the courage to see Valerie that night. Nicky fails to take Valerie back at the beginning. He gets pepper sprayed and falls off the building. However, he can use his power to lift himself back to Valerie. At the end, Nicky explains,
guys, if you've watched the film before, let me know, who is Valerie? I feel like the narrator did not quite give us any background as to who Valerie is, like how they met, why they met. Oh wait, let me get it. Is Nicky... Are Nicky and Valerie the two parents that were shown at the beginning of the movie, at the opening scene? Is that what is happening here? Because there's no context as to how Valerie even entered the picture. Like, he just met her on the street, started walking with her, and the narrator was like, okay, they're a couple. And I really don't get it. How does he even know where he lives? This is a stranger he met on the street. If you've watched the full movie before and you have more context, have more details, let me know in the comments, okay?
To her about his identity and why he is on Earth. Valerie accepts him. The two fly in the sky to enjoy the city at night.
He told her he was a devil's child and she accepted him.
Department and accuses Nicky of being a serial murderer in the city. Elsewhere
What?
on the street, Nicky hasn't known about this and still enjoys his new day. People are...
Wait, how did this plot just escalate to Nicky being a serial killer that is being looked for by the police? What happened? What?
Around start to hunt him for the reward from the police department. Confused and scared, Nicky turns himself into 1,000 spiders and fights people away. Coming back home, Nicky learns about Adrian's evil trap.
That looks so disgusting. And it also looked like the fakest thing I've seen in American TV. It looks like the fakest sci-fi sort of thing I've seen in American. It's not necessarily sci-fi, but like what? Okay.
He asks the friends to kill him so he can return to hell and talk with his father. In hell, Nicky realizes that Satan is now badly falling apart. He has hearing troubles as the ears are gone. The demon assistant panics because the midnight deadline to capture Adrian and Cassius is only hours away. Nicky assures Satan that he'll try his best to save his father.
Who wrote this
Returning
plot?
to Earth, Nicky and the friends think of an idea to capture Adrian. John and Peter pretend to meet the chief of the police department. They let him know about Nicky's location. The two take
The chief of the police
to the
is
subway
eaten
station. The team
as such a
arranged to have
serious
John and
meeting.
Beefy arrested instead. While waiting for Nicky, the chief reveals himself to be Adrian. Just then, Valerie disguises as a drunk woman with a flask covered in a bag. She gives it to John and Peter, attempting to trap Adrian. Seeing Peter is strangely worried while John keeps cool, Adrian realizes the trick. Later, John reveals to be possessed by Nicky. Adrian decides not to release Cassius out, telling him that hell only needs one next Satan. Meanwhile, Beefy manages to escape from the police and comes back to help Nicky. Back to the subway, Adrian captures Valerie and threatens Nicky to take a sip.
Did Biffy just fart? Did a dog just fart in front of the police? Who was this movie made for? 10-year-olds? 5-year-olds? Because... Nah. Guys, this movie was released in 2000, okay? The world was open to consuming a certain caliber of movies at that time. The world was not evolved yet, okay? People may not have been that evolved yet. They would have accepted anything Adam Sandler was in because what is this? What is this? I can't wait to go see the rate on Rotten Tomatoes. Like, what rate this movie has.
From the flask. As Nicky is about to drink, Beefy arrives on time and attacks Adrian with an arrow. Adrian grabs Valerie down the track as the...
Did an arrow just come out of the dog's private area? Who came up with these plots? Who came up with these character builds and character development in this movie? Because, wow.
Train is coming. Nicky storms in to save Valerie by throwing her out of the track. Adrian and Nicky are eventually killed by the train. A moment later, Adrian shows up in front of his father and questions
Is he
Nicky.
a crab now?
Adrian then dethrones his father and becomes the next Satan. He arrives on Earth and lets all the humans know that he'll kill them in 50 minutes. Adrian plans to turn Earth into hell. Meanwhile, Nicky finds himself in heaven this time. He meets his mother Holly again. She tells him that he can only fight Adrian by his inner...
Okay, this is officially a comedy. It's officially a comedy. If Reese Witherspoon is there, right? And I can tell from her mannerisms that this is a comedy, you know. I can tell. Love her though.
An ability that he was actually inherited from her. She then gives him a mysterious orb and encourages him to be brave and fight for the
Heaven
right.
looks so pink.
Back to the Earth, the demons discover Nicky and try to attack him. Nicky creates gifts for them, which makes them respect him enough to join Nicky and stop Adrian. Coming to see Adrian with goodwill, Adrian kills one of the demons, making them all run away from Nicky. Now Nicky has to deal with his brother alone.
What does Papayas have to do with
Both of them decide to fight
rescuing
inside the flask. Here happens to be a three-way fight among the brothers. They fight fiercely inside the flask with the cheers from his friends outside.
What?
Nicky finally gets out of the flask alone, signaling the win. However, when Valerie kisses him for the victory, she realizes something is wrong. Nicky reveals to be Adrian and he's turning himself into a bat. With the help from Valerie, Nick can escape from the flask. Nicky decides to follow his mother's advice to destroy Adrian. When he breaks the orb, Ozzy Osbourne appears, bites Adrian's head off and sends him back to the flask. Mission completed!
What?
Valerie has to kill Nicky so he can return to hell and bring the flask to his father before midnight. Nicky saves Satan just in time. Later, he regains his body and the throne. Satan allows Nicky to stay with Valerie on Earth as he deserves that. The film closes a year afterward with
What am I watching? What am I watching? I don't know if I should laugh or be like concerned about the person who wrote the script, because what? And they really found actors to act this out. Like, people literally read the script and like, wow, I'm so in love with this script. Let's do it. Like, even as a comedy, this is hilarious. This is outrageous. Maybe that is the sort of effect they were going for, you know? Because no. What? I can't. What is this? Okay. And why did I know that? Why did I know? Remember I told you guys, why did I know that in the end he would stay on earth with a girl? Why did I know this?
Nicky and Valerie live in New York with their newborn child, Zachariah. John and Peter die in a plane crash and now live happily in the hell of Nicky's old bedroom. Like and subscribe to watch more videos like this, and don't...
What? And again, how does the first or opening scene relate to the whole movie? The man who was looking at, I don't know if it's his wife or whoever, through the window. Is that Nicky and his girlfriend, like, but older? What is happening here? Or did they just do that because after the man fell, he literally went into hell? Did they just do that to show us how people went to hell? Like, you know, it's a comedy and it did make me laugh, right? For that, I would give this a 4.5 out of 10. Because it served its purpose as a comedy. It's outrageous, it's hilarious, it is unbelievable, it seems impossible, right? It just seems so like outrageous and out of the park. Like, it's like somebody just woke up and thought of writing the cringiest, most terrible, most horrible comedy script about Satan and angels and devils and demons, and just came up with this. Guys, let me know if you agree or disagree with me. Okay, let me know if you agree or disagree. What would you rate this? And if you've watched the full movie before and perhaps this recap did not do justice to the movie, right? Or left out some details, which it clearly did, let us know in the comments, okay? When this movie came out in 2000, how old were you? How old were you guys? And let me know where you're watching from. Please do like this video. Help me push this video into the algorithm. And don't forget to subscribe. Bye, guys.